Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all well. Welcome back to another video today, which we will be ranking the 23-24 home kit of all the Premier League teams for the new season. So of course there's going to be a split opinion, but let me know in the comments what you think down below. What's your favourite home shirt? Is the club that you support, do you like their home shirt? Do you not like it? Let us know down below what you think, if you agree, if you disagree. But yeah, let's get into the video. So as you can see, we've got the tier list here. So I've ranked it into 4 categories. So we've got unreal, nice, meh, and not a fan. So I'm going to put all these kits into some sort of category and see what we come up with. So straight away, we're going to start off with Arsenal. And I'm going to put them in the unreal category. I think it's a really nice, smart home shirt. I think the red, white and gold trim works very nice. There was rumours that the gold trim was actually if they were champions last year, but they actually come out and said it's for the 20-year anniversary of the Invincibles. But it's still such a nice kit, regardless of if Arsenal are champions or not. And who knows, it could serve as a lucky omen, the gold trim. But I do think it stands out, the Adidas 3 stripes and the Arsenal logo all in gold. I think it's very smart, very nice. And if I was an Arsenal fan, it's something I would wear. Moving on to Aston Villa. I'm not a fan of Villa's shirt. I think the first thing I'm not a fan of is the badge. Villa's badge is changed. Now it's gone to the circle crest, and I kind of liked the way it was before, the badge it was before. So that's the first thing that ruined it for me, and I'm not a fan of the sponsor either. Sponsors can make or break t-shirts, which we'll get onto in a moment. So yeah, classic claret and blue. It's a very nice colour, but for me, just the badge and the sponsor, I'm not a fan of it. Moving on to Brentford, and I like Brentford's home shirt. You know, it is the classic, the red and white stripes, but the combination of the 2 red stripes, and as the red stripe gets to the bottom, the like fades into a black, and obviously with the black shorts that they do wear, I think it's very smart. It's very nice. It's not just a classic, red white stripes all over. They've added a little bit to it, so for me it looks quite smart, quite nice. The thing that is ironic is they have got obviously the Hollywood betting on, which Ivan Toney was banned for that, and here we are. For Brighton, I am going to go for meh. I think it's very hard for when you have them classic colours, with teams, obviously Celtic and to go off the top of the mind, the Hoops and QPR, Bournemouth, which I'll get onto in a moment, and Brighton, obviously the stripes, there's not a lot you can do with it. There was a few years ago, I think they didn't have a full blue shirt with like pinstripes, which it looked okay, but it's something that you can't really mess about with the stripes. So it's just your basic ones, which probably, next year when they bring a new kit out, I don't think it's going to be much different to the one that we're seeing now. So it's okay, it's quite smart, but yeah, it doesn't jump off the page for me. I'm going, obviously, as I said about that, to Bournemouth. I'm going to put them in meta as well. I feel like for the same reasons, there's not a lot you can do with it. I think it was last year, I was a big fan of the zigzag red and black stripes. There we go, forgot for a moment, but I was a big fan of that, and now they've kind of just reverted back just to the plain stripes, and it's just basically basic. Very nice last year. This year doesn't really, back to the same really. Burnley, I'm going to see just two of these have the same one, so we'll get onto the other team in a moment. But the collar on the football shirt, not a big fan. Don't know why. Obviously, it can be iconic. Think back to Cantona with the collar up with, as he did for Man United. But I'm not a fan of it. I do feel like, I don't know. There's just something about it. It's not for me. Forest had one, I think, was it 11-12 season. And I had it. The material was horrible. The collar was horrible. I think for me, collars belong on polo shirts and not football shirts. My opinion. Burnley fans, if you are watching, let me know what you think. Do you like the collar, or you're on my side, or just let us know what you think about the shirt. Moving on to Chelsea, and yeah, Chelsea is a very classic shirt. It's an unreal shirt, which I'm going to put in that category for them. I think the blue and gold works really well. I think gold on football shirts, depending on what colour it is, works really well. Makes it stand out. The only thing for Chelsea that they do need to be careful of is going to be that sponsor. If they chuck a horrible sponsor on it, then it could make it then go into a nice shirt. I think if Chelsea chuck a horrible sponsor on it, I think Chelsea fans will maybe request to not have the sponsor on the shirt if they've not already bought it already. So yeah, it's a very nice shirt. Going back, I think they said it was the 80s or 90s that they've gone back to, and yeah, it's very smart, very nice, and that's why it's in the Unreal. And joining them as well, actually, another team, I'm going to put Crystal Palace in Unreal. I'm a big fan of the half-colour football shirts, depending on which team and colours you have. Like, obviously, Forest, I don't think half red and half white shirt would work, but I think the colours that Palace have, obviously the red and blue, works really well. And I don't know, there's just something about it. I don't know if it's because I'm used to seeing it. I don't know if it'd work blue on the right hand side and red on the left. If that's stupid to say or not, but yeah, there's just something about it. I think it looks nice. I think the sponsor doesn't ruin it as well. Fits nicely in the middle of that shirt. It's not bulking it up too much. So for me, I'm going to put it in Unreal. I know that'll divide opinion. Anyone who's seen the Palace shirt, what do you think? Or even Palace fans, do you like it yourself? But for me, very nice football shirt and something that I would really like to have if I was a Palace fan. Fulham, it's meh. I think Fulham's shirt is just basic. They've just added one of the, I think is it the Adidas that's red, and it's just kind of like they've gone back to normal. I think it's just a classic white shirt with black sleeves, and they've just had that little bit of red. It probably didn't really need doing, but yeah, it's meh. It's a standard Fulham shirt that you'd expect, and again, I'm not really one, not fashionista, but not for me, Fulham fans. And talking of collars, I'm not a fan of the Everton shirt. Simple reason again for the collar. I'm not a big fan of the sponsor either, but I do think that the collar has ruined it again. I think if the collar wasn't there, they would go out to a basic shirt. I think with home shirts, it's so hard to do because of, you can't change it too much. If you change Everton shirt, if it was a pink home shirt, you'd be like, well, Everton wear blue. So you have to do something to it. So they've added the collar, but not for me. Again, not a fan of it, but this might be a very nice kit and the last home kit that we wore at Goodison. So that was quite iconic for Everton fans. Next up, I'm going to go for Liverpool. And again, Liverpool, synonymous with wearing red. They've now got the, is the collar, but obviously not a proper collar. I don't know, define a collar is, but do you know what I mean? That part there is just white. It's nice. I think the red and white works quite well, but it's just, again, a simple Liverpool shirt. Not really much changes, so I can see why many people probably might not buy it. But yeah, just again, meh for me. Luton, I am going to go for nice. It nearly made the Unreal, but I think they've copied kind of like a PSG style to do like, again, the colours work really well. Obviously the orange and then the white stripe down. Really big fan of it. Do think that it's a nice kit. They've gone maybe a bit different from what they normally would. It's normally just a full orange shirt. So yeah, it's quite nice. We've seen it with a few teams, but just something about that didn't really make me think it was Unreal like the three we've seen. Right, to the champions. I'm going to put nice. I think Man City's kit for this year is nice. I don't think it's Unreal. I don't think, it's... The thing that probably swayed it for the meh from me is they've moved the badge. The badge was centre last year. Obviously, it's moved back to the more traditional side. We see badges on football shirts. But I do think it's quite nice, quite smart for City, and hopefully they'll be wanting to wear that for a treble, for a winning season again. Maybe the badge in the middle is an omen, so maybe they shouldn't have moved it. But in all seriousness, nice for me. And joining them in nice, their Manchester neighbours, Man United shirt. Quite nice, the colours they've gone for. Obviously the classic red, white, and with the black trim as well. I think it looks really nice. I think it stands out some of the features a lot more. But a classic shirt. I think the sponsor as well. Obviously, when I was growing up, it was AIG, Vodafone as well. Just a different sponsor. But I think it is quite smart. Obviously, it's a bit different to what Man United normally are used to. I think with a few shirts that I can remember off the top of my head. I might be wrong. But yeah, again, it's a nice shirt. Just probably avoiding meh. I think the black trim really did it for me. Moving on to Newcastle, and probably you've seen with Brighton, Bournemouth, and Newcastle, they all got something in common. They all just wear a unique set of colours in a unique way. So the stripes, not a lot you can do with that. So yeah, I just think it's a shirt that probably we're used to in Newcastle. You know it's going to be black and white with stripes. Not a fan of the sponsor either, so yeah, just meh for me. Forest, I'm going to put it in nice. I think people are going to be like, oh, you support Forest, so that's why you put it in there. No, because when I first saw it, I did think it was quite basic. There was a, going on the Forest Twitter timeline, when the shirt got released, they found the price of what Forest were charging, and they found an Adidas one, because we switched from Adidas from Macron this year, and they found an Adidas shirt which was £25 without the Forest badge. It was quite similar, and now we're trying to charge £75 for this shirt. But it's quite smart seeing it in person, and you know, when the videos I watched Forest wearing it, it looks quite nice. I think, you know, it's a nice shade of red. The white really complements it. Again, with Chelsea, as I mentioned, the thing that probably they do want to be cautious of Forest is the sponsor. You know, we've got no sponsor yet. We waited a half a season without a sponsor, but if you put a sponsor on the shirt, which is horrible, it could ruin it, but we'll see. But at the moment, for me, it's nice. And Sheffield United, that's also going to be nice for me. I think Sheffield United, I've gone against Brighton, Bournemouth and Newcastle there for the strikes, but more because the outline is obviously a bit harder for Newcastle, but Sheffield United with the red and white stripes, they've had a black trim against it, and it just makes it stand out a lot more. I really do like it. So that's why they've just moved up to nice. I think it's probably the moment the small wins obviously have had them to go down. So Sheffield United fans, sorry, I do think you go down, but you got a nice kit. So Spurs, meh. I think it's just a classic Spurs kit, all white with the same. They've not really done a lot to it. Probably could have passed it off for last season's kit. You know, I don't think, you know, football fans who don't watch Spurs week in week out probably could have thought they were still playing in last year's kit. Not really, nothing really stands out for it. So yeah, just meh for me. West Ham, I'm gonna put in meh again. For me, the big thing that ruins West Ham is obviously I know sponsorships now are a big thing, and it's the shirts, the big JD sponsor. I'm not a fan of that. And again, it's just a classic claret blue. They could have maybe played around with it a lot more. You know, just I know it's their colours, but I don't know. Not a fan for me. Just meh. I think it's okay, but anything, you know, not a fan. Can't remember words that now. And last but not least, for this, I'm going for Wolves. Oh, the Wolves kit was quite nice. I think it's just I'm not a fan of the colour as such. Like maybe a darker shade of, is it orange or gold? Wolves fans, if you are watching, is it classed as gold or orange what Wolves wear? But you know, I did really like the black trim that they've got on it around the neck. I thought that was quite nice. But there's a few shirts sponsors on there again, which I'm not a fan of. But you know, the badge is really nice. You know, for Wolves, I think it's one of the nicest badges in the Premier League. It's quite basic, but you know, it stands out. I think if they'd done something similar with Roma, maybe just put the if you just see there the wolf on, that would have been made it look quite nice rather than run the whole badge. But I'm just gonna put it in meh. You know, it's an okay kit, but at least it hasn't got a collar. So, but yeah, that's it. So there are my rankings. You know, there might be a few that could be a bit hard done by, but let me know down below what you think if you've had a look at all these shirts throughout, and what you think, if I've got any wrong, if I should move any up, move any down. And of course, if you support these teams, let me know what you think. Do you like any of these kits? Do you think that one of them is going to be a classic, or one of them is going to just go straight in the bin once the season ends? But thanks again for watching the video. Hope you did enjoy. Like I say, if you did want to be part of the journey and do want to see more content, please like, subscribe, follow us on all our social media channels. Got a lot coming up, and hopefully I can provide you more content that you will enjoy. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to sign off again for a while, and hopefully I will see you all again soon.